Hello! In this video, I'm going to talk you through the TF series lineup and show you the main points that are going to help you achieve more polished and professional results without having to spend days reading the manual. Firstly, you can see there are three sizes of TF. The difference between them is basically the number of analog inputs and the number of faders. The TF5 is the largest, with 32 analog mic preamps, 40 mono input channels and 33 motorized faders. TF3 is in the middle with 24 mic preamps and 25 motorized faders, but also with 40 mono input channels. And TF1 is the smallest. Actually, it's 19-inch rack mountable. It has 16 mic preamps, 32 mono input channels and 17 motorized faders. So, all the mixers have a motorized fader for every mic preamp, providing quick and easy operation without confusion. If you look at the rear, you can see that all the analog inputs use a combi connector, so both XLR and phone plugs can be connected directly. And you can see that all three models have 16 analog outputs. TF mixers use Yamaha's own D-Pre discrete Class A mic preamps. They sound awesome, and the gain level is memorized and recallable. You can guarantee the same settings every time you work with the same band. Oh, and by the way, we have an expansion slot in each TF to link with remote stage boxes using Dante audio networking. So all your mic preamps can be on the stage with a simple Cat5 connection back to the mixer. Each TF mixer also has two pairs of RCA inputs and two USB connections. It's no problem playing back audio from iPad, iPhone, iPod, or almost any other audio device. TF is qualified for Apple's MFI program. TF mixers have an output bus structure that suits a wide variety of mixing jobs. Aside from the main stereo and sub buses, there are 20 auxes, 8 mono and 6 stereo. You could use a sub bus to feed a subwoofer, while using the stereo auxes to mix in-ear monitors, for example. There are an additional 2 effect sends with 8 effect units totally, 10 graphic EQs and 8 DCA fader groups. That's just incredible in such a compact console. Take a look at the fader section, the most hands-on part of any mixer. Isn't it great to have channel name displays that you can read at obtuse angles? And they display useful functions such as phantom power, compressor and gate activity. Choose from 9 colors, a quick identification of channel groups. I like to use blue for drums, green for keyboards, cyan for guitars, yellow for brass, red for vocals, and so on. It's way easier than cutting up coloured electrical tape. On the right side of the fader section, we have all the sends on fader buttons. Press these and use the faders to adjust the level going to each stage monitor, in-ear mix, and the effects. With the motorized faders, it's quick and easy, and with the channel labels, you always know where you are. To change fader banks between inputs and outputs, there are switches up here. See, there are 2 input banks and 1 output bank. Press both input buttons together to access the group faders. Here, you can use 1 DCA fader to control the levels of multiple channels at once. For example, 1 fader for the whole drum kit, 1 fader for all the guitars, 1 for all the keyboards, and so on. And look, if you press the select button, you see all the channels assigned to that group. Magic! If you press these 2 buttons together, you can access the custom fader bank. Here, you can choose any input channel, output channel, and DCA group to see on any fader to suit your needs. Above the faders, there's a really neat piece of design. You have a shelf to rest your script, pens, tablets, and so on. I love it. Now let's focus on the display section. The biggest feature here is the multi-touch screen. It's like a tablet or smartphone. You can swipe, drag around, pinch, like you're molding the actual sound. Press the home button to see this overview screen. This summarizes a section of 8 channels. Swipe to navigate. Use touch and turn to make an adjustment. Simple. Touch the selected parameter again to see more detail in the selected channel view. Here you get more advanced control and more parameters for fine-tuning. Around the display, you'll find a bunch of quick access controls that you will likely use a lot. We've already seen the touch and turn, but next to that are some user-defined knobs. Put your most wanted parameters on those. Maybe input gain, pan, compressor, and something else. You'll always have instant access to those functions. On the left of the display, we have 2 stereo input channel strips for background music playback and so on. Then on the right, we have the user-defined keys, mute switches, and the dedicated effect returns. And look, the mutes are already set up for inputs and effects. Perfect. And let's not forget the special tap tempo button right down here where you need it. Discreetly tap the beat at the start of each song. 1, 2, 3, it's done. As you can see, the Yamaha TF design team has spent a lot of time hanging out with sound engineers, finding out their need for speedy operation, powerful features, and above all, sound quality. You're going to instantly feel comfortable with these mixers, and they will help you produce a better sound in less time.